Hey y'all, there is really good lighting in my living room right now. Wow. So with the looming TikTok ban in effect, or about to be in effect in the US, I have a bunch of things that I need to tell y'all about. And first, I didn't think they'd do it, but it's kind of looking like they will. So, in the event that TikTok gets banned and I can't figure out how to make my VPNs work, then, well, we might have a little bit of a production break while I figure out another platform. So, but in the meantime, I've got some things to share. And so there's an order of operations here because I've gotten some requests for content. So some people want to hear more about the Sipadi Faith. Some people want to hear about the structure of heaven, what happens when you die. Some people want to hear more about the family, and of course, there's my favorite: men explain things to me. Because I've had some more conversations on Reddit, and of course I've run into some more entitled assholes. They haven't all been men, but they've mostly been men, so we're gonna get to that. That's actually gonna be last, because like I said, there's kind of an order of operations that needs to go, and in order for my discussion of the family to make sense, I have to tell you guys first about the structure of heaven. So that's a pretty easy one. Dante was on the right track, he was just upside down. There are a total of 9 layers to heaven. And the way that it works is all of the odd numbers are where people, beings, etc. live. The even numbers are where things go when they die. So level 1 is hell, actually. It is a lake of fire, and it's a prison. It's a prison for very powerful demons, monsters, etc. who fuck around and find out. It is where some very dangerous creatures are kept, and it is not somewhere that you ever have to worry about if you are human. Because no humans ever go there. Ever. You don't have to worry about it. My brother was lying. Second layer is called the Duat. That's the underworld. It's also not hell. The underworld is full of... Well, there's some very interesting creatures in the underworld. And the underworld is governed by my sister. And it is... They are... I mean, honestly, they're just extremely underappreciated. Because in the Duat, they hold us together here on the 3rd level. This is the 3rd heaven, but yeah, the Duat is like the only reason that we don't fall apart. And I mean, there's help from above, but like they do all of the meaningful work. And so just like next time you think of it, leave something out for my sister to show that you appreciate her. Like if you have a lot of money and feel like giving her diamonds, do that. But otherwise, she appreciates magic, and I will get to some other things that she likes in her video when I do her introduction. But so she's the queen of the underworld, and the underworld, yeah, so they hold us together. They also have a number of other functions that I will get to later because I have a lot of other layers of heaven to get to in only 10 minutes. So the 3rd layer of heaven is us. Here, this plane. We're not the only world in this plane, but we're the only world that you have to worry about because you can't get to any of the others. There's a number of people who are active in like new age spiritual communities and stuff who think that you can portal to other dimensions. No, you can't. Sorry. That's not a thing. You have to be on a higher level in order to get there. And no, you can't get there through the astral. If you've been seeing some stuff in the astral, it's not what you think. But this world pretty much needs no introduction. I think y'all are pretty familiar with it. But level 4 is the astral, also known as purgatory. That's where ghosts live. And the physics of the astral are basically the opposite of this world. So in this world, time is infinitely collapsed, such that you only experience 1 unit at a time. In the astral, space is infinitely collapsed. So time stretches out there the way that space does here. And no, I can't really tell you exactly what that means because I don't astral travel very often. The last time I did was like almost 1700 years ago. And except for the one time I did by accident, but that was an accident. That's a story for another time. So purgatory, that's where ghosts live. Contrary to the teachings of many churches and just large, misnomers, ghosts are not stuck in purgatory. Ghosts can move on at any time. They just have to want to. They have to know that they're dead. They need to know that they can move on. But they're not stuck. They can go. And many don't. Many choose to stick around for whatever reason. the two main ghosts who I see around are both there by choice. And they're planning on moving on when all of the people that they love die. I think that's really sweet. But anyway, next layer of heaven is level 5. That is my homeland. It is also the home of all of the Elohim. The Elohim are what the world thinks of as gods. And I'll do some more videos, if I can, about what specifically the Elohim are. Because it's some interesting shit. But so the fifth heaven, time is spatial in the fifth heaven. It's not linear. And so what that means is that the fifth heaven is, in the most literal sense of the word, more real than this plane. And the reason for that is because time can repeat. So every being in the fifth heaven is a quantum being because they can exist in multiple times simultaneously. And I have spoken in my videos about incarnation about why it is difficult to enfold a quantum being into a limited human form. That is part of why, and that is also part of why I struggle with linear time, is because my native understanding of time is spatial. And so I'm used to being able to live every moment more than once if I want to. But anyway, also a discussion for another video. Layer 6. Layer 6 is where dead Elohim go. I don't know a whole lot about layer 6. And because as far as I can remember, I haven't been there. But it works similarly to purgatory of this layer. When Elohim die, they have the choice to move on or go back. But if they move on, they do not, in fact, go to layer 7. Layer 7 is invitation only. Layer 7 is where the Titans live. There are 6 types of gods: day, night, earth, water, sky, and underworld. And there are a total of 12 Titans, one of whom is the Creator. And the Creator, who is up on level 9, rotates every 2 years. But it's not 2 Earth years, it's 2 of the Great Year. So that is 52,000 Earth years. So the current Creator is my grandfather, and he is about to step down. It's my paternal grandfather. He's about to step down in favor of my maternal grandmother. And so God is about to be a woman. And yeah, so that's layers 7 and 9. Layer 8 is the Christian concept of heaven. It's a combined space. There are dead humans there are dead Elohim there are angels there etc., etc. The thing with level 8 is that there are all kinds of theories about what level 8 is like. But when you go to level 8, you can't come back. So no one really knows for sure what happens there. And there are all kinds of theories. I'm not going to get into that now because I don't really have enough time. But so that's the structure of heaven. And so why that is relevant is so level 7, it's got the Titans. They're very, very powerful, but they're workhorses. Like they're not really involved in the governance of any other plane. They hold the whole universe together. And my father has been tapped. So he's going to be, when we're done cleaning up this Jesus business, my father is going to go up and take the place of one of his parents. And he has conditioned his service on not being the Creator, so he'll be back, but he does have a term to serve as a Titan, so. But in the meantime, my father is here, and he's powerful enough to have been tapped to be a Titan, so just remember who you're dealing with. But the level 5 is the most fun, by far. So that's where I'll be going when I'm done here. And y'all will not be seeing me around anymore. But so there's heaven. And so next up, we're going to talk about my family.